Now, for the first time since coming to power in 1993, Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki is on an official visit to his counterpart in Somalia. The two countries established diplomatic ties in July in the wake of Eritrea's landmark peace pact with Ethiopia. Mr. Afwerki was welcomed to Mogadishu by the Somali President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, and the two leaders will hold bilateral talks. Relations grew tense more than 10 years ago after past Somali administrations accused Eritrea of supplying weapons to the Islamist group Al-Shabaab. Eritrea repeatedly denied this. Well, let's go to Belgium now and speak to Andebrhan Giorgis. He is a former Eritrean ambassador to the EU, and he joins us from Belgium, as I said there. What is so significant about this meeting, save for the fact that Mr. Afwerki hasn't been to Somalia for many years?
I think it signifies the end of the regional rivalry between Ethiopia and Eritrea since the end of the border war, both of which use Somalia as a pawn in their rivalry for hegemony. And it's significant that both sides, using this policy of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, were supporting opposing factions in a constantly shifting series of alliances in the Somali internecine conflict. So I think it's quite significant that Ethiopia and Eritrea are now maybe coming together in a tripartite agreement and ending the negative role that each has played in the absence of a centralized authority in Somalia since 1991.
Are both countries really in any position to help each other? I mean, when you look at Eritrea, it's been in isolation for a while now. Somalia is just barely beginning to rebuild itself.
Look, this is quite ironic, really, because this is supposed to have been the third of a series of tripartite meetings. The first was held in early September in Asmara, the second, Eritrea, of course, the second in Bahir Dar, Ethiopia, and the third is supposed to take place today in Somalia. What's significant here is that the major player in the region, who has been the engineer of all these changes that have appeared in the last few months, is absent. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia is absent. So it's a bilateral rather than a tripartite meeting. And the weak link here is Eritrea, because not only has it been isolated for the last 2 decades, but it is the only country where there is no functioning parliament, where there is no rule of law, where there is no constitution, where an aging dictator is ruling according to his whims, not according to any semblance of rule of law. So yes, it's significant. It signifies maybe the emergence of Somalia, perhaps, and a new relationship which would help reduce external intervention in aggravating the internal civil strife within Somalia. But it's also significant that one of the countries in the region is excluded in these tripartite meetings, which is Djibouti, which is, of course, an important strategic base for several international military and naval contingents.
All right, Andebrhan Giorgis, very interesting thoughts from you there, but we have to leave it there. Thank you for taking time to talk to us on Focus on Africa. Thank you.